Hey y'all, it's Jacqueline at Pixie Dust PhD. I am filming on the evening of January 16th, 2024, and this morning we got some pretty exciting news about the Cabins at Fort Wilderness, the newest Disney Vacation Club home resort. We'll go over everything you need to know in this brief video, but as always, if you want news in a more timely manner, please go ahead and follow me over on Ko-Fi, Twitter, and Instagram. And if you enjoy content like this, please be sure to hit the thumbs up button to like the video as well as subscribe to the channel. You can then ring the bell icon to receive notifications whenever I post new videos. Let me know your reactions to this news in the comments down below. I'm definitely interested to hear what you think. And credit today for all this information goes to Disney Vacation Club itself, as well as Scott Gustin and DVCnews.com. First things first, we now have an official sales date. Sales will begin for existing Disney Vacation Club members on February 1st. This should apply to all existing DVC members. It should not matter if you are a resale restricted member or if you are a member with access to full membership benefits. If you want to buy into the cabins right at the very beginning when you can start doing that on February 1st. If you own 0 Disney Vacation Club points and are looking to buy in, your first day to buy will be February 27th for the Cabins at Fort Wilderness. Once you've bought in, if you are an existing DVC member and you're buying ownership at the cabins, your first day to book then will be February 15th. For new DVC members buying into the Cabins at Fort Wilderness, your first day to book will be March 12th. Then for all DVC members, you'll be able to book beginning on April 23rd. But do recall that the Cabins at Fort Wilderness will be resale restricted, so not all vacation points are created equally. If you own points you bought directly through Disney, you can definitely use those at the Cabins at Fort Wilderness. If you own points you bought on the resale market, you might be able to use those at the Cabins at Fort Wilderness if you'd been grandfathered in prior to resale restrictions being implemented in January of 2019. We do expect these 7-month booking restrictions for non-home resort owners to apply here. Presumably, this means beginning on April 23rd, any DVC member with qualifying points to book the Cabins at Fort Wilderness will be able to book from the day it opens through 7 months from April 23rd, but not past that. And speaking of opening, the projected official opening is July 1st, 2024. I think it's very safe to assume that they aren't converting all of the cabins into DVC right away. But the portion that they are going to declare, which I would guess is about 30 units or so, but big asterisks there, that is a guess from me. I don't have official information on how many units are going to be open right away, will be available for you to stay in starting July 1st. Great news for any of you who want to buy in and stay for July 4th, that will be an option. Points charts have also been made available both for 2024 and 2025. There is no real rate difference in these 2024 and 2025 point charts in terms of points per night during the various travel periods. There are slight adjustments to dates included in the travel periods because, again, US holidays do float, so the travel periods do tend to fluctuate a little bit year to year. And worth noting, at least in the current 2024 and 2025 point charts, we do not have different view categories for the cabins. At this time, the least expensive single night you can book at the cabins will be during that first travel period in the month of September for 15 points a night on weeknights. The most expensive night will be weekend nights during Christmas week as well as peak spring break, and that is 36 points per night. As we previewed in the last news video about the Cabins at Fort Wilderness, where we looked at points per night, and it looked like it would average at around 21 points per night, the points prediction is ending up being true. This is a very moderately priced resort. That being said, you literally are at a moderate resort. Fort Wilderness is not a deluxe resort, so I do think these scaled down points costs make sense. Definitely take a long look at the points charts for yourself. I think you'll be relatively happy. But I also did some quick back of the envelope math for everyone. If you had 100 points that you wanted to spend at the Cabin at Fort Wilderness, here's some examples of what you could get. You could stay for 6 nights in September, whether that included 2 weekend nights or just 1. And yes, September is the cheapest travel period and maybe not so convenient for most of you to go then, but hey, that is almost a full week in a 1-bedroom for under 100 points. You could also stay for 5 weeknights for that beginning portion of December before the points rate starts to go up for Christmas. Similarly, you could stay for 5 weeknights in July or August. If you wanted to go in fall when the weather's a little bit nicer in all of October and most of November, you could stay for 4 nights. And you could even stay the Tuesday through Friday of Thanksgiving or the Monday through Thursday of Christmas. I did base those off the 2024 calendar, just for reference. The fine print on the point charts does indeed mention that these are dog-friendly accommodations. It also specifies you can have up to 2 dogs per cabin. That being said, we don't have an official rate for the dog fee yet. All we know for sure right now is that you will be assessed an additional fee per dog per night of your stay. Information we covered previously suggested this might be $30 to $50. I think we still have to wait a little bit to find out officially what it'll be. And as we covered in the prior video, fine print language on the point charts does state that dog-friendly accommodations are available to change without notice, so this is not necessarily a guarantee moving forward that the cabins will always be dog-friendly. That just might not be the case. We were also fortunate enough to receive floor plans as well as new artist renderings. Here in the floor plan, you can see the bedroom area that will sleep 4, as well as your living room, dining room, kitchen, and again, you will have that pull down that will sleep an additional 2. Then you have your split bathroom, as well as that large deck outside. The stovetop on this floor plan does seem considerably less deep than other artist renderings we've seen before, and that would be consistent with other language we've seen about this being a 2-burner stovetop. Then we did get this artist rendering of inside the split bathroom. Here on the left side, you can see the toilet, sink, and mirror that would be contained within the bathroom itself, and then out through the door is the secondary sink. And finally, we also received an artist rendering of what the Murphy bed will look like when it is in bed position rather than couch position. As of when I'm filming this, on the evening of January 16th, we still do not have some key information. We do not yet know the official price per point that they're going to begin sales at, and we don't know anything about incentives or the annual dues rate. Sales are set to begin on February 1st though, so we likely will get that information fairly shortly. In the recent past, incentives have not been released until the day of sales, but we should at least get information about price per point as well as annual dues closer to when sales start. If you want to stay up to date on all things Cabins at Fort Wilderness, be sure to follow me on various social medias, as well as, again, subscribe to the channel. Thanks so much for your support. I hope you found this helpful and informative. Let me know what you think about the Cabins at Fort Wilderness in the comments down below. The confirmation of a very reasonable points chart is super exciting to me. That being said, only time will tell how competitive it will be to book these rooms. I definitely think home ownership here is going to be quite advantageous. And I know that there's a voracious rental market, and again, only time will tell, we'll just have to wait and see. But I would be really surprised if these rooms aren't pretty much fully snagged up by folks who own DVC and not necessarily empty inventory waiting for renters. That being said, if you are hoping to rent out a cabin at some point, you can always pay the cash rate through Disney or go ahead and rent out a confirmed reservation through a DVC rental website. A standard DVC rental is customizable in that you get to tell them your dates and such. A confirmed rental is more like I, as a DVC owner, made a booking that now I can't go to, but instead of canceling that booking and renting my flexible points out, I'm just going to sell that exact booking. So confirmed reservations are very inflexible in that you can't change the dates, you can't change the resort, anything like that. But honestly, that's one of the better ways to get hard to snag rooms. That's how you can find things like club level rooms at the Animal Kingdom Villas, or you can stay in the Riviera if you have resale restricted points. This might be one of the more reliable ways to stay in a DVC unit at the Grand Californian, and you'll even find Grand Villa 3-bedroom accommodations listed in confirmed reservations sometimes. Again, I'm probably wasting brain cells trying to predict the future, but I would be surprised if these cabins are not in high demand. I still have no plans to buy in directly at the Cabins at Fort Wilderness, but I probably will try to book it eventually. I probably will have to utilize the waitlist function for that, but in my limited experience, going on the waitlist right at 7 months in advance, as well as only asking for a couple of nights, not wanting a full week, it's turned out pretty well. Again, I can't wait to hear your thoughts, and thank you so much for the support of the channel. I really appreciate it. May the rest of your day be magical, and we'll see you real soon at Pixie Dust PhD.